No two characters are more important to Silent Hill 2's story than protagonist James Sunderland and his wife Mary, but of course, they aren't the only important characters in the game. Konami's psychological horror classic boasts a strong cast of supporting characters who play important roles in the story and contribute to it in their own ways. Take for instance, Laura, a young girl who remains a crucial part of James's journey through the town of Silent Hill, Maine from beginning to end, appearing every now and then and usually going hand in hand with important story revelations.
Ow!
Ha ha!
Hey, wait! Damn it.
Bloober Team's upcoming remake of Silent Hill 2 is promising to stick closely to the original game as far as the main story is concerned, which means we can expect Laura to play a very similar role. Of course, for many, this is going to be their first time experiencing Silent Hill 2, in which case our advice would be turn back now. But if you're a returning fan looking to refresh your memory so you can better judge how well the remake holds up in comparison to the original, here we're going to present the story of Laura.
Laura, why do you keep running away from me? And how do you know about Mary?
Mary's my friend.
The thing that makes Laura most unique, especially when compared to the rest of Silent Hill 2's cast, is that the town of Silent Hill is not really a threat to her. For James and other characters that you meet throughout the game, the town is nothing short of a living nightmare, as it takes the darkness and corruption within the hearts of the people in it and reflects them back at them in the form of twisted monstrosities, their broken psyches manifesting as demented creatures of all shapes and sizes. Laura, however, is a naive, pure 8-year-old child, which means that to her, the town is just, well, a town. So all of the terrors and mind-breaking oddities that Silent Hill is usually associated with don't really apply to her. But why is she in Silent Hill at all? Well, like protagonist James Sunderland, she is there looking for Mary, his wife. You see, Laura is an orphan, and until not too long ago, she was in a hospital where, you guessed it, Mary was being treated as well. Mary was, of course, suffering from a terminal disease that, as per James, killed her 3 years ago. Prior to that, she and Laura were at the same hospital and under the care of the same nurse, and while there, the two of them grew incredibly close. Before she died, Mary left Laura a letter that said she had moved to a beautiful and peaceful place, which the young girl mistakenly inferred as a reference to Silent Hill, a town that she knew was special to Mary and James. Wanting to see Mary again, Laura presumably fled from the hospital and arrived at the time. On the way to Silent Hill, she also encountered Eddie Dombrowski, a young man who also plays an important role throughout the events of the game, who helped her get to the town, since he himself was headed there as well, for his own reason. Laura's first encounter with James is quite early on in the game, in the Woodside apartments, where it becomes clear just what kind of an opinion she holds of him. And it's not a kind one.
What's a little girl like you doing here anyway?
Huh? Are you blind or something?
What's that letter?
None of your business. You didn't love Mary anyway.
Wait! How do you know Mary's name?
When she was in the hospital with Mary, Laura came to the conclusion over time that James, who never visited his wife, did not love or care for Laura. The young girl who loved Mary like her own mother obviously wasn't too happy about that, and she lets that show in her first meeting with James. She also let him know that she knew Mary, but before he can get any more details out of her, she bolts away. We see Laura again not long afterwards in Eddie's company, but she flees again as soon as James arrives on the scene. James pursues her on the request of Maria, a mysterious woman who is a spitting image of Mary, albeit with a more assured and assertive personality, out of concern for her safety, and the chase eventually leads both of them to Brookhaven Hospital. Here, James and Laura finally have a long conversation, but when Laura tells him that she has known Mary for the past year, James's first reaction is one of anger and disbelief, seeing that she's been dead for 3 years. Either way, he apologizes to Laura for losing his cool and asks her to accompany him out of the hospital. Though she agrees at first, it's not long before one of her trick traps are alone in a room filled with monstrosity, that she, of course, cannot see, while she herself runs away once again.
What are you doing? Open the door, Laura.
Why should I? I'm a liar, right? Want me to open it? Huh? Do ya?
We next see Laura in the game's final section as James arrives at Lakeview Hotel. The two of them cross paths once again, and it's at this point that Laura shows a letter written by Mary, which he knows for sure because it's her handwriting. That confirms that not only did Laura and Mary really did know each other, but also that the letter was written as recently as a week ago. Not long afterwards, Silent Hill 2 reveals its biggest and final twist, that Mary didn't die of her sickness 3 years ago but was killed by James very, very recently, whose broken psyche caused him to forget what happened and created a new reality in his head. The creatures that he had been encountering in the town, Pyramid Head chief among them, had been creations of his own, meant to punish him for the guilt that he felt. James reveals Mary's fate to Laura towards the end of Silent Hill, and she, of course, doesn't take the news well. When he tells her that he's the one who killed Mary, she tells him in no vague terms that she hates him and leaves. Silent Hill 2 can end one of multiple ways, and in most of the endings, that is the last that we see of Laura, which means we don't know what exactly becomes of her. Presumably, however, she remains safe from any real harm, since the town of Silent Hill isn't a threat to her the way that it is to everyone else. Does she return to the orphanage, however? That much remains unconfirmed. In one of the endings, meanwhile, Laura and James leave Silent Hill together, with the implication being that the latter intends to adopt the young girl, fulfilling Mary's wishes before she died. Of course, Silent Hill 2's developers have gone out of their way over the years to stress that none of the game's endings are officially canon, so canonically speaking, we don't know how Laura's story ends. One way or another, it's not the ending she wanted though, which sadly is par for the course for the wonderfully twisted world of the Silent Hill series.
What you got there?
None of your business. You didn't love Mary anyway.
What? Hey!
As we mentioned earlier, it's safe to assume that Laura's larger story is going to remain untouched in the upcoming sequel. Though with improved visuals and the use of full performance capture, we can perhaps expect an even more memorable portrayal of the character. Or, that's the hope at any rate. Silent Hill 2 is out on October 8th, so thankfully we don't have to wait too long to see how things shake out. Hey, did you know that we at GamingBolt upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below.